That's supposed to change on its own. I don't know why I didn't.
Okay.
I was
Well,
sitting
you
here
told me
waiting
to
on it
put like a long end black screen on it, so I put a long end black screen. I didn't know it was that long. I'm sorry.
yeah. uh, well, here we are. It's Monday, not Sunday. I got emails about that too, saying like, "When's your show?" I think I missed it, and I was like, "Yeah, I haven't been streaming on Sundays for a while." And then even like I got messaged yesterday. Dave was like, "Yeah, it's kind of boring afternoon. You're not on, and so's not." I was like, "Well, there was like 4 people streaming at that time. I don't know. Now they're not. What's up? So I don't know, but I don't guess it matters when I do it. It doesn't really matter. I mean, like, I understand having like consistently like letting something out every week or whatever. But as far as like doing it on Sunday at a certain time, I don't think that matters. I don't think people like, I mean, I'm sure there's a few that are like, oh, I know this show, I'm going to watch Sunday at 2. But I mean, most people just see, if they watch this channel, whenever I go live, it pops up, so they know. But yeah. Anyway, this is, I added this to the Grateful to Know God's broadcast thing, which is also a podcast on my channel. So eventually, all of those shows, I'll release them as an actual podcast somewhere else, and just let them like schedule them to play without me having to do anything. So there'll be a weekly like just podcast or something. But so it doesn't really matter what day of the week that we do it here. But anyway, of all the people that I've had come and be guests, and I wanted Jess to be a guest earlier, but
Don't like the camera.
yeah, you're. I wanted to have you on as a guest before, just because I mean you and I talk about a lot of stuff behind the scenes that either doesn't. I mean, a lot of it doesn't end up being anything that I talk about in a stream. Some of it does. I mean, obviously, we do the Ken Ham thing and the which we haven't done in a couple weeks, but uh, I'm covering a lot of creationist stuff because of the Ark Encounter protests and stuff. And I've got 2 different people interested in doing debates now with me.
We're doing debates now? Okay.
Yeah,
You're a
yeah.
moderator?
We're gonna yeah, probably. We're gonna debate some creationists. I made a little short and put out just kind of calling them out, like, hey, and just made it clear why I wanted to do it and that I was just doing it to promote the other thing, and it's not really something I normally do. I mean, I think on their part, I've had 2, 3, I don't know, 3 or 4 debates, and I mean, it's it's an excellent opportunity. It's an excellent opportunity to for them to come and make me look silly. I mean, they should be able to.
Yeah, definitely. Can make you
You
look
know,
so silly.
yeah. I mean, they should be able to. It should be no problem. Honestly, like, unless we're going to talk about, if we get into like a debate on specific geology or specific parts of evolution, I guess.
Hmm.
I'm not. I don't even plan on preparing for these debates. I think I can probably wing it. But yeah. So you may see a lot of different things, and I know that I've talked about like how I don't really give a shit about debating Christians and stuff, and I still really don't. But it's just I don't know. I think it's a fun exercise to do. I was asked a question on a stream a few days ago of why we're going to protest the Ark. That just because they have different ideas than we do, and yeah,
Have you checked out the why area of the arkencounterprotest.com website?
yeah. I mean, that's my answer, of course, right?
Yeah.
But because they're stifling the education of children by feeding them a false narrative about the age of the earth and the diversity of life that lives on it. That's
Yeah.
that's that's the simple answer, right? The uh, the question though was like, and he went further with it and was like, well, yeah, but you want them to teach evolution, but you don't want them to teach the thing you don't agree with. Like you believe evolution, but you don't believe this other thing, so you have a bias and want them to teach the thing
And that's
that
where they start saying, "Oh, it's a religion," because that's all they know is religion. They
yeah,
cannot fathom
yeah.
outside of that religion.
Yeah. So, oh yeah, and if you're out there and you're seeing this snazzy beanie here embroidered with the Kentucky Atheist logo, there's links down in the description for my merch and stuff. All kinds of that stuff. There will be some Ark Encounter protest stuff on there. I'm kind of waiting until we do the fundraiser to put it up though, because I may. Well, I've already designed it. I technically could put it up now, I guess, but I well, I guess you we designed it because you made the art and I just put it on a shirt. I just placed it there. That's what I do. Like you technically made the thumbnail for today. I just placed our pictures on
You worked hard on that.
it. um the yeah. The well, I mean, we've seen what the quality of my multimedia stuff was before you started assisting.
Oh my gosh.
But I do have to say though, the one thing I like about what I did with the intros and stuff before, which you do as well. I mean, much of you use the same exact band that I used to do all the music with before anyway. So, but yeah, I picked out some good music. That was the thing that was good about it. Everybody liked the and the song we use now, which is repurposed from a previous from the call-in show stuff. I hated it when you made this because I was like this the with that song, the intro, because I was like, well, shit, I can only use it for that now. Like, and I was like, I wanted
Sorry.
I wanted to use it all the time, and I was like, okay. So whenever it came time to redo it and make the intro for this, I was like, hey, take that other thing and use that song and just change the words. But you went and redid the whole thing, and yeah, it looks super cool though. Um, once we've got, I'm seeing 7 viewers, but
Yeah,
who
it's showing
knows?
seven for me as well.
Yeah, it lies sometimes.
Yeah.
Here, we'll wait until we get up to about 15 or so, and I'll play the ad for the Ark Encounter protest. And because now I had the trailer as the fundraiser ad, I switched instead of using this one, I
Nice.
used the fundraiser ad.
Okay.
And but yeah, I'll play that here in a little bit. But so, Jess, one of the things that really relates to current events is that you live in the 51st state of Canada.
Don't. I'm not gonna bring you Canadian chocolate if you say mean things.
It's not mean. We want to take care of you. You're paying too much in taxes.
Judah!
You've got all that free health care and stuff. You don't need that.
Well,
Like,
we'll see about that. Ford got in again. We'll
yeah,
see.
so
We'll see.
we want to swaddle you like the little Canadian baby that you are.
You
And
guys realize that this is not a video game and this is not the Fallout universe. You don't get to annex Canada.
what?
You signed a thing saying you wouldn't threaten to annex your freaking neighbor. That's why.
Yeah, but see, so Joe Biden was old.
What was it? Sleepy Joe. Sleepy Joe. Why is
Mm,
he sleepy? Just because he's older?
yeah, old people. Old people are. You know.
Saw that
You
on the
know.
White House website, he called a news station losers on like an official white. Not a tweet.
No.
I I'm blown away.
Yeah, yeah. Maya's got a good question. Why can't we? Why can't Canada annex us?
Well, you see, you guys have all this military that doesn't seem to be getting cut with all the other things that are getting cut, surprisingly. Um,
You just haven't figured out how to work Trump yet. All you have to do is talk shit about something else that doesn't matter,
yeah.
and he'll be distracted with that, and then you can do it. You can tell him that there's a brown person in California making fun of your golf game,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
he would send the military there, and then you could do the whole thing, and he wouldn't know.
Well, I'm missing Maya said something about he's sleepy because I'm just going back. Jeb already took the low energy moniker. Interesting. Jeb, is that a bush? Am I
Yeah,
remembering?
yeah.
Yeah. Ah, ha, ha. I remember things. Ha, ha, ha.
That's fooled me 3 times, brother.
Right.
The Yeah. Uh, so I don't I don't understand why he like cares about this either, because it would ensure that no Republican would ever be president again if Canada was our 51st state.
Oh.
So because of your guys' population, you would have a ton of electoral votes, and it
I
would.
think the way that it would go down would be what I see a lot of people doing, and that is basically just redrawing the map, including some provinces being American and some states now being part of Canada, and kind of a give and take scenario. Because I don't think Alberta wants to stay.
Yeah.
They've got all the oil.
Well, you know what he's going to try and do next, right? Since there are some right wing people in.
The premier's already been to Mar-a-Lago. I've written off Alberta.
Right. They're
All the
gonna
nice people from Alberta need to move over to Ontario or BC.
they're gonna he's gonna do the same thing. Well, what would Putin do? That's all you got to ask. So Putin would have sham elections, sham voting
Hmm.
to become the 51st state. That's where they're going with it next. He's gonna say that your government is saying this, but actually the people of Canada want to be our 51st state is what he's going to go for. Well, it doesn't matter if it's true. It never has.
I mean, he can say that, but we about to cut the power off to several states, as far as I understand it.
Well,
We've already tariffed the power so that it's like an extra $100 a month for people in certain states. I think that's what they were saying.
yeah. What I think they put tariffs on the power and then they like suspended them, uh, and maybe they put them back on again. I'm not sure.
I don't know. Everything's going back and forth.
Yeah,
It's
there's
hard
like.
to.
Well, and that's the reason our economy has lost $5 trillion so far, and counting. Um, is because Trump just keeps like, oh, we're going to do tariffs, we're not. We're going to do tariffs, we're not. We're doing 25% tariffs, 10% tariffs, 200% tariffs, all this different shit. And our economy is just like freaking out. And because they don't know, like, whatever percentage tariff Trump puts on things is the percentage that price on everything's going to go up. I mean, obviously. And so our economy is just like freaking out right now, and they know that all this is bad. Every time he says something, the economy like takes a nosedive. So I mean, we the here I want to call attention to something though, something that was said by him. Let me light this cigarette because I need to smoke while we have this conversation. um
Also want to smoke, except I don't want to get the channel taken down.
it's legal here, you can do it, no big deal. You're allowed to do it on stream as long as it's legal where you're doing it at.
Oh,
Yes, it's legal
okay.
here. It's legal there. Go for it. I don't care.
I don't
The
have anything gold, but I'll keep that in mind.
and all they, I mean, the only thing they would do is demonetize it anyway, and like 3/4 of my videos get demonetized by the end of it anyhow. So it's not like I would really be upset. the As long as you don't like like teach people to make meth or anything, we'll be fine. Um, the So Donald Trump gave a speech at the DOJ a couple days ago.
Yes,
And
I watched part of that. Yeah.
he said something very troubling to me personally and to our little corner of YouTube here. He said that these networks spend a lot of time criticizing him, and he said he thinks that's illegal. And um, he's already sued networks and had settlements and um, is tied up in court with it and everything. So the problem is it, and the reason he did that is to set that precedent. So he
Yeah.
also officially invoked the Alien Enemies Act of 1798 and
Yes,
invoked presidential wartime powers.
and that has
So
only been done what, two or three times before?
three times:
Three times.
World War II, World War One, and the War of
Yep,
1812.
in War of
Um,
1812. Which can I just say,
can you just say?
it's going to be rainbow next
Okay.
time we burn it
Everything
down.
after you said, "Can I just say?" I didn't hear. I don't know if they'll get.
Oh, oh no. Okay, so the War of 1812, Canadians came and we burned down the White House to charredness, and you guys had to paint it white. So this time we're gonna paint it rainbow.
Okay.
You cool with that?
Yeah, yeah. I don't care.
Cool, cool.
I don't care. I wish that the well, we'll get into that other thing too, but the so the problem here is that what he's doing is setting the precedent because the everybody talks about the Alien Enemies Act and how it allows him um, to take and put he's putting people in camps is what he's trying to do, but or sending them to prisons out of the country. I think he sent a bunch of them to El Salvador, but the that particular document goes on to talk about though dissidents and people who speak out against the government and makes it
Mhm.
illegal to do that and makes it illegal to speak out against the president and the things the government's doing, or at least gives them power to prosecute you if you do. And
Yeah.
with the other thing combined with him talking at the DOJ saying it's illegal that they're doing that. Now, obviously, it's not illegal that they're doing it. It's protected. It's protected speech.
First Amendment, right?
Right, right. Yeah, it's you don't have to. He wouldn't even have to read that far to find out he was wrong.
Right.
But I don't think that he cares about that. I think he's saying that because along with these, he's using it to set up a precedent so that he can censor, speech that talks about what's actually going on. Um, the the problem is that we have Christian nationalists heavily involved, and he keeps very often in Trump's speech he invokes God, and
I've
it's
noticed that. I've
it's
noticed that a
strange.
lot
You
more
can
this
tell
time.
that it's like not even normal. Like
Yeah.
he doesn't even feel right doing it, but he's like so I'm kind of concerned about first of all the atheist community. We of course we criticize the hell out of religion, but um there's a reason that most of us are left leaning and stuff because it correlates better with the values that most of the atheist community has. And we do criticize our government. I criticize Democrats too. I think Democrats are awful, honestly. But I don't think they're evil. I just think they're awful. I'm real bad about, like, well, I'm not bad about it. I think everyone else is bad about trying to. They try to set up this dichotomy of good guys and bad guys, and sometimes they're just all bad guys, and
Yeah.
that's that's what I think. I think that there's a number of people on the left in our government that are amazing human beings and really do care about the American people and want to represent our rights and do the thing they're there to do.
Hmm.
Um, but I think that's the minority now. I think that it's about three or four of them, and um, so we've got this issue here where it's like at this point, all the things, not all the things, but most of the things in Project 2025 that everybody was so scared of on our side are taking place,
Yep.
and our media, Donald Trump, and I think mainstream media is just as corrupt, whether it's left or right leaning. I think CNN is just as bad as Fox.
Yeah.
Um, I think that they Trump goes and says some crazy thing about Greenland or Canada. I mean, Canada is never going to be our 51st state. That's not going to happen. Um, he goes and says this crazy stuff, and the news talks about that, but they don't talk about the important things. I mean, if you're going to have 24-hour news cycles where you want to, it's always been they sensationalize the news and put all this crazy
Yeah.
shit on there and try to sensationalize it. Well, if you want to put something on the news, why not have video of them hauling brown people out of their homes and deporting them all day long? Um, the um, no, I'm not saying that CNN and Fox do the same thing. I'm saying they're both awful, which is true. The it's my opinion. So, maybe someone else thinks they are, but they are not good sources for the news. Neither one of them. They're not good sources for the things that are going on in our government or anything else really. They're that's where they meet up. Neither one of them give you a good view of the landscape.
Yeah.
One of them spends more time promoting the evil deeds of Republicans, though, and the other one just feeds you bullshit all day. So that's where it's at. I don't think they're the same thing. I think they're awful in different ways. They're just both awful, um, to be clear. So thank you, Ember, because that I probably did need to clear that up. But we're at a point now to where it's like either we're going to do something about it or we're not.
Yeah.
Around the world right now, people are gathering by the hundreds of thousands to speak out against authoritarian dictatorship. And here in America, we're like, oh, what's he going to do next? Trump said he wants Canada. Like we're talking about that. Um, Stupid things like the price of eggs, which we use as a euphemism. Really, it's not really. We don't actually care about the price of fucking eggs,
People
right?
do. Some people
No, no. I
legitimately
mean, I get
do.
it.
The
When you
eggs are
stop and you
like
do,
$9. That's
but
insane.
that's not really the point. But I mean, you look at Victor Orban. They're speaking out against him like a crowd so big you can't see the end of it.
Mhm.
Yet in America we don't do that, and it's time we did. Like it's that time. Um,
There has been like a monthly
oh
protest or something like that
yeah,
that's
yeah,
happening in all the major cities.
yeah. But see, again, the what? How does that? That's effective maybe in the cities that you do it in. Maybe, probably not. But like, if the news isn't going to cover that, which they don't, or they say, they spend 2 seconds with, oh, people are protesting here and there. And then they go on and talk about, Trump said this crazy thing. He's out playing golf. He's
Yeah.
like, I turned on the news and they said the first thing is, oh, Trump posted this, that he won the club championship at his golf course. And it's like, really, who gives a flying fuck? Like, why are we talking about stupid stuff? Like, there's really important stuff going on that people are dying over, and the threat is not. It's not like, oh, this is as bad as it's going to get. The worst is still coming, and it's just, I'm all for people speaking out in cities and stuff in their local governments and whatever, but there needs to be like a larger movement, and there needs to be whatever amount of pressure is necessary. Which, take that as you will. Uh,
I, my big thing is that I don't know what's going to happen, like after we go back and forth on the tariff thing.
yeah.
What, how does it end? It's not going to. His ego is too big.
Oh yeah, yeah. Because he will never. So one of the strange things that happened, and I think I talked about this last time we did politicality, but he said that after all this got started with the European tariffs, he said, "Well, I'm just waiting on them to back off of their tariffs, and then I'll lower mine." And it's like, yeah, you started it though. Like you want them. You said without them doing anything that you were putting 25% tariffs on their goods. Now you're saying if they take away their tariffs, you're going to take away yours. You did this with Canada, but you brought them back a month later. Um, so like you can't be trusted. Your word is garbage. Um, the I want to be careful about what I say. The my it's hard for me to, because I'm very much, I do this show, and whenever I come on here and stream, I usually do it from the heart. I guess I say the things that are on my mind the way that I want to say them, and so sometimes it's difficult to not do that, and especially since there's other things going on, like the Ark Encounter protests and stuff. I don't really want to like cause a big bunch of controversy. I've got sponsors and stuff involved, so I don't want to get people too stirred up on that side of it, because that thing we're doing is important, and there's just more things to be done. I'm actively trying to get people to fund me to travel around the country and speak out at all these events. Town halls, school boards, city council meetings, rallies, whatever, like um, wherever it's needed. And I figured along the way, it would be good to get with existing atheist groups in those areas or set up new ones. So I'm trying to get somebody to fund that cause right now, which would be a lot cheaper than you think, honestly. But we'll see. I'm working on it. There's people that in a position to do so that very much support the idea we're talking about it though. So we'll see. But that would be a lot of fun.
That
Um,
would be.
to actually, because I want to actually do something other than sit here and talk about it. Like the they make that difficult though. um, so we had 10 Democrats, or at least it was 10 at one point. Well, no, it was 10 Democrats supporting the continuing resolution on the debt ceiling and the budget. And they voted with Republicans and helped them pass it to avoid shutting down the government. Um, I personally say shut it down, shut it all down. It's our government is a failed government. I don't have any confidence, even if without all that, I don't have any confidence in our government to represent us. Um, surprisingly, Kentucky's representatives, both in the Senate and House, very much opposed the bill. They because Kentucky's getting fucked up right now, where Canada has taken $1 billion of revenue out pulling liquor off the shelves. We have more bourbon than people here, so um, we need to get rid of some of it. But
And we did like it. We did.
yeah, I mean
Um,
that's what happens though. Like I mean, you this is why you don't. put crazy authoritarian people that have people doing Nazi salutes to them in power. This is why you don't do that.
Yes.
Yeah, bourbon, bourbon.
Mm.
I could be skeptically pissed. I could. I'm gonna have to start drinking during stream now. I guess the they're all about money and power. If the government fails, they lose all of that. I'm personally with Joe, but I'm also surprised more Dems didn't vote to keep it up. I kind of expected that too, Maya. I knew that some would. I knew that a lot wouldn't. I knew that like AOC would speak out against it strongly. And I agree with a lot of what she said. Uh, you want to talk about somebody I think would make an excellent president, AOC. Um, I think would be fantastic.
She said
But
that she's going to run, or like, will she
no, no,
ever
no,
run? No.
no. That's just what I think.
Okay.
Nobody's said anything. But I also think Kamala Harris would have been an excellent president. Unfortunately, you know, we have a country with too many racists and misogynists and piece of shit people. So, but um, I'm so ready to confront these things. Like
Yeah.
I am so like I'm frustrated with myself that I'm here right now. Like honestly, so you'll have to forgive me for speaking so bluntly against my fellow Americans, but yeah, they're fucking assholes. And
Poor Americans.
we have like we got to this position to where it's like you have on one hand the rapist, fraudster, failed businessman, pedophile, befriending piece of shit, orange
Yes.
asshole,
Yep.
and the most qualified person to ever run for fucking president.
Yes. I,
and but she didn't have a dick, did she? Yeah.
I
So
liked the ads that she did, the weird ones. I liked those. Those were good. Where the Republicans were very like sweaty white men um acting weird about people's genitals. Do you remember that?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. You guys have better ads politically than we do. That rocked.
Yeah. Uh Reverb Twang said they fucked Barney. Yeah, they did. Bernie has
Mm,
been awesome during this, though. I have to say,
he
Bernie has
has
been speaking
holding up
out.
his senator.
Yeah,
Yeah.
doing his job. He has. Um, Maya, what did we got here? I'm with you, Joe. People say she was too centrist, which isn't wrong, but there's nothing she could have promised that wouldn't have won her the president. Yeah, yeah. No lies were told. Yeah. Um, the And that's the thing. Yeah, I agree with you. I think she was more centrist than I like, but I'm also like left of left usually. Um, the fact of the matter is, do you want a centrist or an extremist? Because
Right.
I don't think there's a situation where extremism is good. I mean, I would have voted for who's that asshole John Kerry? I would have voted for John
One of
Kerry
them
before her. And who's the one who ran? Against Obama.
that ran against Obama, Mitt Romney?
Mitt Romney. I would vote for Mitt Romney before I would vote for
Really?
Trump. I mean, like if the
Oh,
choices were Trump and Mitt Romney, I would be all Mitt Romney. And I
okay.
disagree with him
Yeah.
on almost everything.
Okay.
I
Yeah.
would have voted for a ham sandwich over Trump. Yeah, we
I
would have
was
been
gonna
better
say
off.
you would vote for Mitt Romney. Oh my
We
god.
would have been better off with no president at all. Um,
Yeah.
we would be better off to shut the government down and just because the things that's going to cause are going to happen anyway.
Yeah.
All that's
Everyone's saying John McCain.
yeah. There's a spectrum more than center and edge. That's what I'm getting at, Amber. Is that I would vote for somebody on the right before I would vote for extremism in either direction. Um, because extremism is always bad. there's I snorted. That was funny. There's not a good time for that. Need more than two parties. Yeah, we need to get rid of the parties we have. First of
I
all.
mean, we have more than two parties technically, and sometimes the NDP gets spots in the House,
Well,
but
we need two parties, but we also need to change the way we vote and do like a ranked system or something, because the again, you have this good guy bad guy mentality depending on what thing you want. And
yeah,
so I mean, even though like Trump's tanking the economy, there's all these things that Trump's doing awful. I mean, he's doing the bidding of the Christian fanatics at the same time, and of the white supremacists. So there's people that he's giving
yeah.
them everything they ever wanted in a president. So they look over this other thing. And now people, because he said on day one, we're going to start reducing prices. On day one, the war in Ukraine is going to end. On day one, all these things are going to happen, which he didn't do. And now prices are going up. And now the narrative is, well, I don't care to pay a couple dollars more if it means we get rid of all the immigrants. Like,
It's such an
um,
interesting way to look at the world from beneath a rock.
yeah, yeah. If and the most horrifying, well, I don't want to say the most horrifying thing. One of the things that horrifies me the most is the Department of Education. So
Ah,
we have Linda McMahon, wife of rapist Vince McMahon, because all of his cabinet is associated with rape in some way. I'm sure YouTube loves that I'm using that word. Uh,
maybe we don't say that word then.
well, maybe it's time YouTube get its head out of its ass. Uh, the it's obvious that like all these corrupt, awful people. I mean, like Pam Bondi was involved in a cover up for Trump. I mean, all these people are involved in some way with the same crimes that Trump is. And
Yeah,
um, oh, he said it was illegal too to speak out against the judge down in Florida that let him go for some reason on everything. Was like, nah, we're not going to do that. Although, he did steal national defense documents and sell them to the highest bidder and talk about them on tape repeatedly. Um, I don't think he broke the law. We're going to dismiss that case. Uh, then our Supreme Court's like, no, he's a king. So if nothing that Trump does is, well, okay, so immunity. It
hmm,
doesn't mean that the things he's doing isn't illegal. It just means he's not going to be prosecuted for them, right? So, but we have now, he's now defying orders by judges. They told him in mid flight, to bring the Venezuelans back that he put on a plane and sent to El Salvador. And he didn't. He went ahead and sent them anyway. So if if you've taken the power, so we have this system of balanced powers. You've taken that away, is what you've done essentially. Now the executive branch, as long as it's Donald Trump signing the piece of paper, they don't have to listen to the court because they can't be prosecuted for doing it. There's no penalty for not. There's
yeah.
nothing. I mean, you can't do anything. Um, so he defied that order and did it anyway. And there was video released of them like mistreating people already, which was kind of the point. And I go back to my original statement of, he says he's sending all these people to Guantanamo Bay and that it holds 3 times more people than it actually
Yeah.
holds. Um, if the argument is that these people are taking jobs and causing all these problems and everything, do you think that, and we have Elon running around saving money, um, Do you think that he is willingly paying to feed and house these people and to pay guards to keep an eye on them and to pay for health care? And um, do you think that he's really going to do those things? No. And that's why I promise you we're looking a genocide in the face right now. Like this is how that happens. Um, Historically, we know this is exactly how that happens. And it's but he says, oh well, we're going to go annex Greenland, and we're going to go and build stuff in Gaza and all this extreme crazy stuff, because those things are so crazy that it gives that sensationalism to the media, right? Because it's the crazier thing. No one wants to talk about the sad, awful dying thing. They want sensationalism. So they and we have people in this country to approach those things, and they don't. Yeah, the January 6th people, I don't even the January 6th crowd. Oh gosh,
Uh,
and he pardoned all of them, and now he put on Truth Social last night that all of Joe Biden's
Joe
charges
Biden's back. Yeah.
are
Hmm.
void. Yeah, so I guess he's still going to prosecute the January 6th uh, um, committee members, and Joe Biden, of course, and I'm sure Hunter Biden's getting charged with something, but
Yeah, I figured
um,
Hunter Biden would get
yeah,
charged again. Yeah.
but the it's just there's just so many things, and Steve Bannon once commented and said that our plan is we're going to flood the zone with all this crazy stuff, and they won't be able to react to all of it fast enough, and we'll get all of our things done while they're doing that. And it's like we had a 900-page book, Project 2025, and Steve Bannon and Roger Stone and everybody telling us exactly what they were going to do. Trump told us exactly what he was going to do. Yet the argument the whole time was he's not going to do these things. He's not going
I
to do
think
this.
people didn't read it. They didn't understand it. There's actually
I, People didn't
somebody
want to
did.
understand it.
No, they didn't. They didn't try because there was a graphic novel that somebody put out that explained it in very simple terms. If they would just spend the time to read the graphic novel, that explained everything easily about the 2025.
Ambushed Apostate, what's up? Good to see you. Ambushed Apostate, we talked the other day. Um, he was there present at the stream about the well, why don't you teach the other thing, But um, Ambushed Apostate is going to be at the Ark Encounter protest, him and his brother, and more people joining us there. Um, I was looking at it, and I think maybe we should go for the really big group place, like because I think we're going to have. I think 10 hotel rooms, 15 hotel rooms isn't enough. First of all, but also I think that a lot of people are going to like that group thing,
I
especially
would make more calls and get more shit done if I had like a Canadian American plan
what on your
for
phone.
calling. Yeah,
Well, send me the
maybe I'll look
info.
into that.
Yeah, send me
Well,
the info. I'll pay for it as soon as this is over. I mean, we've got the money to pay for it right now. The and that's all for art stuff. So I don't
it is.
um um. But okay, so Ark Encounter stuff. Let's talk about that for a minute, since I swayed that way. We are waiting on our friends down in Williamstown, the Tri-State Freethinker crowd.
Yeah.
Um, we're waiting to hear back from them because they said they could talk to some people and possibly get us better deals on hotel rooms. So I haven't booked the rooms anywhere because I'm kind of waiting to hear from them. But
I
if
know
I
who to talk to at the Radisson, so I could call them
Yeah,
and just follow up with what Chrissy had said
yeah,
and kind of do it on my own.
we can do that. I
Okay.
mean, we can do it on a group call if you want. I don't care. The or I'll call him even. I don't care at all. The
You gotta talk to Mike. That's all I
Yeah.
know.
Well, I was kind of holding off, because I want to let them do their thing, and they've organized this event in the past, and so I'm kind of holding off and waiting. But if I don't hear back about that this week, I'm going to go ahead and pull the trigger on that and go ahead and
We
reserve it.
are in luck that the Reds, I think, are not playing in Cincinnati that weekend.
Yeah.
So hotels will be a little cheaper.
Well, it's 4th of July weekend though.
It is, but the question wasn't, oh, 4th of July when Chrissy talked to Mike. It was, oh no, what if they're playing this weekend here?
Yeah. 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 No, I understand.
Okay.
Yeah. The so I don't think we're going to have a. I don't know. I don't know what the deal is, but either way, like this week, we'll get that straightened out because I want to go ahead and pay for a couple rooms that we've promised to pay
Yeah.
for. And Aaron's taken care of. The only thing I got to do there is buy some fancy beer. But the I talked to Jim and Chrissy just a couple days ago, and
Okay.
so I'm going to give them another week to do what they can do. I understand they're busy and got a lot of things going on, so I'm not bitching about it. I'm just saying like it's a thing that's on my mind and I want to get done because once we go ahead and pay for that stuff, I need to pay for a couple other things, and I'm kind of held up at that point. I can't really do anything. Is the Ark theme park on public land? No, it is not. It
We're
is.
gonna be on the side of the road and
Yes.
like where you're coming off the highway, there's
Yeah.
like some land
You know what?
in
We-
three places.
yeah, yeah. There's three choices.
Yeah.
You know what we should do? We should watch a video of one of the first Ark Encounter protest. Like that would be.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be something to show people a lot of information, kind of let them know what's up with it, how it's going to go. Um,
We can also go through all the pictures that Chrissy sent me if you
oh
want the
yeah,
previous protests, and we can like load them up into EV and do it that way if you want to just have like a bit of a slideshow.
we can. You can actually you can add the whole slideshow file here if you've got it like that.
No, I have them as separate images so that I can
Oh,
put
okay.
them on the
Well,
website.
no matter how you want to, if you want to do that, we absolutely can. The I want to real quick though. I want to play at the beginning of the thing. We had a promotion for the Ark Encounter Protest fundraiser, which is April 19th, and we've already confirmed most of our speakers are going to be here on this channel for that event. Um, I mean, obviously my channel's not huge, and there may be a better place to do that, but this is what I got. So that's what we're going to do. It may air in other places too, but
Oh
that's
no,
all coming.
Chrissy Helton, not Chrissy Streamer.
No, no, no. Yeah, Jim and Chrissy Helton. Chrissy is on the board of Tri-State Freethinkers and our contact with them. Uh, we actually had to sit down and have a phone call with members of the board
Yeah.
to get them to approve us, doing several things, but using their stuff and name,
Yeah. I haven't
everything.
talked to Carlos in a bit. Maybe I should reach out and kind of update him.
I think Carlos was more on our side than anybody.
Yeah.
Well, me and Jim had a long talk. I didn't know Jim was the figure he is. Jim's a really important person
Yeah.
in atheism. I didn't
He's so
realize.
nice. He's
Oh
so,
yeah,
so
yeah.
nice.
Every time I get on the phone with him, he's just like, well, this last time I told him everything that we've done so far and stuff, and he was
Yeah.
like, really? And I said, yeah. And he's like, well, it sounds like you guys are like doing awesome. He's like, you're doing a really good job. And I said, Jim, I think this is going to be like the biggest event that's been there so far. Like, I think that we're really pushing it hard and that it's going to be huge. But that being said, if you're here, Ember, thank you, Ember, for doing this. Has been playing my ad. Dave over at Captive Desk has showed our stuff. Mark Reed
Chris. Yeah. Yeah.
has done it. Yesterday, Matt and Durante were talking about the Ark Encounter protest on the line on the Sunday show on the line, which is awesome.
Because I annoyed everybody into
Yeah,
doing it.
you keep bugging the shit out of everybody, Jess. You're wonderful. Um, Stacy C, I really want to go, and it wouldn't be a crazy drive, and I can sweet talk AJ with my plan, and he can do something right now. Video apologia played part of it on. So I asked AJ to come, Stacy. He shot me down twice. Uh, but
If you can sweet talk AJ, we're happy to have him, though.
yeah. I would love for AJ to come. Me and
Yeah.
AJ talk a lot in the background, and me and AJ, hell, I talk to him on the phone sometimes and stuff. Like, we're not close, but we talk often. We have a lot of things in common, and so we talk often. And I would love to have both you guys. And anything I can do to make that happen, let me know. And I'm more than happy to try and help out if I can. But yeah, talk to AJ. And if AJ doesn't want to come, just tell him you found another atheist to go hang out with. I'm joking. Don't do that. Uh, my girlfriend would whoop both of us probably. So anyway, let me play this Ark Encounter protest thing real quick, and be right back. Ah, it did transition on its own that time.
Nice.
Um, yeah, good. So what you've seen there is our approved media. um, the all those people will for sure be there, and a couple more that I guess you'll just have to come and see to find out. Um, I think it's
Everybody's
kind of
welcome.
quite hilarious because the protest itself is like a half a day event, but we have more speakers than any of the conventions. Um, we have like, this is going to be a big event,
Yes.
and it's free. Like,
Yes.
you don't have to pay anything to come to this. If you're not going to stay in a hotel, or you're just making a day trip, you can come to the protest absolutely for free. There's no tickets or anything like
Yeah.
that, and you'll get free lunch while you're there. So
Yeah,
yeah,
they're bringing
uh,
pizza.
yeah. Tri-State Freethinkers are going to hook us up with some pizza. The ad, it says sponsored by Pangburn at the end, but right before that we have the screen of the other people.
Yeah.
We're actually working with all those people, but Pangburn is financially backing us. Is the reason that it's sponsored by them, but in association with the others. Like Tri-State Freethinkers is providing the equipment and stuff. Um,
Stage.
yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, we wouldn't be able to do it without them either. So um, all of those people are equally important, but Pangburn gave us some cash flow to work with so we can get things set now, because I don't have the reach and the ability to do it. So it was a huge help to get some money already going. I think the fundraiser will do well. That being said, though, the by the way, if you want to help out with the Ark Encounter protest fund,
Message us.
yeah, you can message us. There's links in the description too.
Yep.
You can go there. You've got options. You can go to PayPal, which is there's a PayPal link for a page that it goes to a fundraiser, and then there's also a GoFundMe page that'll take you to the other. I don't care. Use either one you want, but PayPal accepts more payment forms, I think, and it's easier to do. So I think most people use that, but whatever, it doesn't matter. Or if you want to help in some other way, get a hold of us. We also, I need
Need
some volunteers.
volunteers for
Yeah,
moving stuff around,
yeah.
setting up tents, setting up tables, all of that fun stuff. Um, Hauling water around for people, probably get it to like a water tent because it's probably going to be hot.
It's going to be hot. Yeah. Um, July in Kentucky is humid and hot. We live by the river in the woods, so
Yeah.
you know. But that being said, I've heard a lot of people concerned about like coming to Kentucky and the people and stuff here. Um, where we're going to be at, you'll be fine. Um, I'm
Mommy's bringing cookies. I'm down. Let's make
hell
sure
yeah.
Umami's
That's what I said.
happy.
Sumami's wherever I'm staying, that's where Sumami's staying.
Like if there's going to be cookies, I'm definitely making it over the border. I just
Well,
cookies. I'm there.
if that's all it
Especially
takes,
like,
I'll bring cookies. Shit.
that you made.
Sure, I can make them. I can go
Okay.
right now and pick up a whole gallon of oil if that's what we need to do. Like, uh, well, we could. I mean, I can bring stuff and we can make cookies while we're there for everybody. Like,
It's true.
um,
We could do that.
we can just hand
Especially
them
if
out at the.
we're. Are we staying at the hotel or did you still want to do
I
the
want to
other
do the
thing?
B&B for a group of us. I think that would be fun.
Okay.
I think that. I mean, everybody will have a bedroom, so well, everybody will have an area like.
Mm-hmm.
So look, here's the way that I think that this would work. Um, I think that it works out cheaper than a hotel room to do it. Sure, you give up a little bit of privacy, but a hotel room, you're not going to get much more than a bedroom and bathroom anyway. Uh, so why not spend less money, be with the whole crowd of us, and have your own private bedroom and everything there anyway? Um,
Mm-hmm.
Plus, I mean, I think the places we looked at have pools and hot tubs, and hell, one of them had a basketball court. Um, it's I think that it would be a lot more fun. Plus, we can play board games at night or
I
whatever.
will bring board games.
Yeah, we can really have a good time. I think the Saturday night before the protest, there may
Mhm.
be an event in Louisville that maybe everybody wants to get together and go to.
That would be
I'm
cool.
not at liberty to announce that event, so
Oh,
all
gotcha.
I can say is it's
Something in the
um,
works.
yeah. Matt Dillahunty may be there. I don't know. So I don't know, but either way, we'll have some stuff. I want to get. I want to take it. I want to get us all to go to a like someplace and do like a hot wings challenge with R and Raw. I want to. I'm gonna chat.
Nice.
Um, and this will probably be. Um, I'm not looking at it as a party all weekend or anything, but I imagine there's going to be like adult activities. I imagine there's going to be some alcohol and some marijuana, and I know for sure there's going to be some marijuana because I'm bringing a bunch. But
Chris
the
has already said he is too.
yeah, yeah. So and I don't care to share. So there's
He doesn't either.
yeah, yeah. And so, I mean, I think that maybe if you're thinking about bringing children or something, maybe the hotel would be a better choice for that. I mean, I'm not telling you can't bring kids. My kid will probably be there actually, but won't be
Mine will
with.
not.
Well, my kid won't be with me though. Like,
Okay.
I'll probably put them in a hotel room and I'll stay at the house, or put them in a hotel room and I'll stay at the
Stacy
house.
says you're trying to get everyone killed.
I'm not. Um, Listen, I am. Of course, I can't guarantee your safety crossing the street, even, but I'm confident that you'll be fine down there. The cops ain't going to give us any trouble. They're cool about it. They already know we're coming. The I'm not worried about anybody doing anything to anyone. We're not in that area. This area isn't that bad. In Kentucky, famously has cocaine. So yeah, for bears. Oh, the cocaine. The cocaine bear wasn't actually in Kentucky, right? Like it is now, but it didn't happen in Kentucky. Uh, the It's in a that place is actually, I think, close to where we'll be. The If they do, I'm dropping names. Focusing on the misinformations. What spread by the park, but ultimately, what result do you expect the removal of 501c? Okay, so that's a good question. Let me put that up here for a second.
Yeah.
So this is back to the question of why are we doing this? And you're right as far as focusing and exposing the misinformation spread by AIG and that place. Uh, I feel like bringing attention to that is really important, but also not just shitting on AIG, which is great. I mean, like uh, that's that's wonderful.
Yeah.
The kind of call to action that I am putting out there is for people to speak up and use their voice. I want to tell people to go and speak out against things like this and other harmful stuff. Go to your local school board meetings whenever they're wanting to put Bibles in schools and speak about the separation of church and state. Go to those town halls if they ever have another one where and confront these people. That's that is the call to action with this is to, yes, we're there exposing the misinformation and the harm and everything that the Ark Encounter is doing, but it's also a chance for us to tell people to speak up and use your voice. Look at this group of people we've assembled here. Think of the power. We have power to make changes if we only speak up and do it. That's kind of the point. So Kentucky is not all hillbillies and corn liquor. Well, you're welcome to your opinion. Um, the
Maya, you're definitely welcome to come. And I mean, obviously, we can't promise that everybody's safety or anything because it's a protest and you never know what's going to happen. But we would certainly do our very damnedest to
and
make sure, like, especially like our crowd, head counts, make
yeah,
sure everybody's okay and stuff.
and also like if you did the group thing with us, Maya. I mean, I think like I don't think anybody's going to let anything happen to you.
No, we would never let anything happen.
Uh, and you obviously have I'm here for anything you could possibly anything that's within my control, obviously. And again, everybody knows we're coming. The state police knows we're coming. The sheriff's department knows we're coming. The Ark Encounter knows we're coming. A couple local places even know now. The so and everybody's cool with that. And this is organized. This isn't just like we're going down there and raising hell. There's that this is an organized thing. Although it's my first time organizing such a thing, I do feel like we're doing a good job of it, and I feel like that it's we're really set to put on one hell of an event here. Like I'm already proud of what we've done. So I think that I understand people being concerned. Kentucky is not. When you think of Kentucky, you don't think friendly to any group. You probably think we don't take kind lady or kind around here type people. And we'll be close to the cities though. Kentucky's more democratic out that way than it is where I live. Um, Now, people came and visited me here where I live, and Jess, you can probably attest. It's like I live in the middle of nowhere, right? Like,
You do, and Kentucky seems to have this thing where they don't believe that you need guardrails on things, and that is terrifying.
well, four wheelers are good for on road or off road. So,
I have a soccer mom van, sir.
well, that's your fault. You should have got a Trump truck. Um, the um, I'm joking, but like where we're going is a lot more liberal. They're not as, I mean, don't get me wrong. We're going to the town where the Ark Encounter is. So obviously, there's a lot of right wing Christians there, but we're
Yeah.
right outside of the cities there. We're like what, like 20 minutes from Louisville there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
so
Cincinnati's close as well, I think.
yeah, Cincinnati's about 35-minute, 45-minute
Yeah.
drive. I mean, we're really close to all that stuff. And if anybody's flying, fly into the Cincinnati airport, and they have car rentals and all that stuff. They actually have a hotel there too, if that's where you want to stay. But um, up to you. Uh, the I think though, we've got tables for black non-believers. Uh, Robin is going to do some pain burn stuff, I guess.
Right, right.
But she's also going to kind of help you with the RFR stuff. Uh,
Yeah.
Me and her talked yesterday about getting the paraphernalia. What do you call it? The stuff, the RFR
Almost
stuff.
done. Yeah.
We talked about having them send that stuff to us, so we would already have it here for you. Um, we've got a couple tables. If you're wanting to come and set up a table for some group, you need to get a hold of me and talk to me. But and I won't charge you anything to do that, but you may have to bring your own table.
Yeah.
um, the I don't know how many tables we have. I know we have some. So, um, like, Jess will be there with RFR, but her and Robin may share a table too. Like,
Yeah.
you don't really need a whole big bunch of
No, I'll
tables.
have a few things like stickers and stuff, but
Nitty, you're right down the road. I can get you a ride there if you want, Nitty. One of my good friends lives in Columbus, which I think where you're at, and uh, if you could even ride with him, I'll hook you up with my buddy Will. Um, if you need that,
that's fantastic. Come on
yeah,
down.
yeah. So yeah, you're what, like about an hour from about an hour and a half maybe from where we'll be. Columbus is a little further north, but yeah, man, I'm so looking forward. I can't wait till it gets here. But at the same time, like, I'm scared to death too. So I'm like, I'm a mess about the whole thing. I go back and forth. Some days I'll sit and think about it, and I'll be like, "Oh God, what have I done? I've got all this big thing, this big event, and everything, and I'm responsible for doing this now, and I have to make it happen, and all this, and but every time I go and talk to someone, like, I'm worried about this thing, I go talk to them. Everybody's like, "Yeah, sure, we'll do that."
Yeah.
so,
Yep.
so Aaron, I send him big emails, like, with a whole big explanation about, like, look, I know Jim and Chrissy Helton, and you've stayed with them previously, and they've offered to let you stay with them for the thing, and whatever, and we'll actually be having an event at their house. For those of you that stay the whole weekend, you might want to do that. There's going to be some fun. You get to party with pretty much everybody that's speaking and everything. I
Yeah.
think Hemet will probably be out of that, but other than
Probably.
that, I think everybody's cool for the weekend.
Yeah.
But yeah, and maybe not on that. That's a maybe, because I've got somebody actually working on. Sorry, I've got somebody working on maybe getting him to stay the whole weekend. And
That was an interesting sound.
yeah, that's my I don't know. It was a happy sound though. Oh,
Okay.
what was that?
Okay.
Comes from in here. Um,
Where
Godless
is
Training.
Godless Granny? What state is
I
she
haven't
in?
talked to Godless Training. She's in Minnesota,
Okay. Okay.
or is it Milwaukee? She's in one of those states up there,
Okay.
up north, close to State 51. She's not in Alabama.
Maya says Alabama. That is not up north.
That's that. She's not in Alabama. Um, Or is she?
I
No,
don't
she's not.
know.
She's up north. I know she is.
Okay.
Well, I don't know. Maybe she's not. I could be wrong. I know GE. He's coming from Alabama. Yeah. Could one of my mods go ahead and just ban that person, um, please? Uh, but so the I want to say she's somewhere up north. Oh, did she move? She used to be close to. Oh, she may be. I may be wrong, Maya. I don't know why I thought that. Actually, I thought I heard her say something about that, but I could be
Maybe it's
completely
not.
wrong. I haven't talked to her in a minute. I will email her and talk to her though, and see if she wants to come. I don't know that. I really would like her to have there, but I really would like to have her there because she commented that the genocide and incest sign, the sign that says the
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
genocide,
yeah.
incest and genocide park, um, was something that really made her think about it and was instrumental in her deconversion. And so I have that exact sign, the very not even one that says the same thing, but the exact same sign she's talking about. And I would love to have her come and see that again. And um, I think that's whenever I talked to Jim Helton and told him that what that meant to her and stuff, and that now she has a channel with over 10,000 subs and speaks out about this stuff all the time.
Yeah.
He was so proud of that and happy because that sign is like one of their. Um, he loves that sign, and I do too.
It's a great sign.
Yeah, the genocide and incest park. I think that's perfect.
I like the one that somebody was holding up that said, "We don't give two bits about your qubits." I like that
Oh
one.
yeah,
That's my favorite.
yeah. The video I had lined up for us to watch today actually included the qubit stuff.
Did it?
Yeah, yeah. About how she's and it's Georgia Purdom who is um, of all the creationist grifters and liars out there. Georgia Purdom upsets me more than any of them, honestly. She doesn't. It's not. She doesn't behave like Kent Hovind or Ray Comfort or anything like that. It's the
Mhm.
fact that she has a PhD in biology, and she tells people evolution is false and all that, and
Oh,
that bothers me more than anything that those
yeah.
other people do. I think you should be able to revoke PhDs. Um,
Right.
yeah. Um, Now the video in question though, she was of course speaking outside of her field because of course she is. But yeah, it bothers me more to see like the Discovery Institute people. They bother me
Yeah.
more than your Kent Hovind and stuff. I think Kent Hovind's
This
a
Discovery Institute, is it similar to Answers in Genesis, wherein they have their own science publications, where
no.
they only have
Well,
creationists? No.
kind of. So they
Okay.
do have they do publish stuff that is then peer reviewed in house by other
Hmm.
Discovery Institute liars. And but actually, Answers in Genesis, most of the stuff that they publish as sources is from the Discovery Institute.
Is
A
it?
lot of it.
Okay.
Discovery Institute and the ICR are the two big ones that a lot of that comes from.
Institute for Creation Research, I guess.
Yeah,
Is
yeah,
that what that one
yeah,
is? Yeah.
yeah. The ICR is they're actually the without them you don't get Answers in Genesis or the Discovery Institute, either one. I don't think.
Okay.
They are the group that is behind a lot of that. So when the ICR was formed in like 1972, I want to say, and their whole mission statement is to go and have debates with evolutionists and atheists to make a public scene out of. so that
Mhm.
they can push creationism, and that's all listed like they say um, that they want to have public debates with these people in order to further their ideas of creationism. And they they were the first ones to like they would get a group of their people together and call it something else. Like they had one called like Step, I think, and it would be a group of creationists that were actually scientists that then would do some study outside their field and publish the work, and then they would say this group of respected scientists all discovered this thing, and it was they were the first ones to really do that bait and switch thing to where they say it's this group but it's actually them doing it. And
Mhm.
um so yeah, the ICR is probably dirtier and nastier than Answers in Genesis ever wanted to be. They're a lot of shady, awful stuff there. The likes of Ron Wyatt and stuff like that kind of stuff. Um, so the Answers in Genesis, what they did is that the people that do like the Answers News and stuff,
Mhm.
what they did was they got people with actual degrees, and then they had them talk about things that aren't anything to do with that. Um, but Georgia Purdom is kind of an exception because she does videos about biology and lies about biology, and she says things that I know she knows isn't true. That there's no way that she doesn't know that's not true, and has a PhD in biology. So, like about like she talks about like bat evolution, and we know that bats didn't evolve this and that, and like um, it's crazy. Also, she talks about like, well, we know adaptation happens within cons, so there's like dogs are gonna give birth to dogs, and but you may see changes over time, small changes over time within those, and it's like that is evolution. What are you talking about? Like, if the
Yes.
I feel like if you can argue for deep time, which is obvious everywhere we look, literally everywhere in the universe reflects a universe that's billions of years old because it is. Um, if you say that you accept microevolution, small changes over time, uh,
Mhm.
which is almost the definition of evolution itself. Um, so you have one group that the next generation has a small change, and the next generation has a small change, and the next generation. I know that's not exactly how it works, but
Mhm.
once we get 20,000 generations down the road, can you look at that new thing and say it is a dog? I don't think you will.
And show me the line between blue and red. Where does it become purple? Where does it become? And it's
Right.
the same thing with evolution, and they get stuck on that one, I think.
Yeah. Thank you for going ahead and handling that, moderator. um, that's our. But the good thing is, I seen. Did you? I seen. Did you post that message at the beginning that said everybody can comment now, or did you write that?
No. No.
Because hold on, let me check something real quick. Sorry. Yeah, yeah. Our troll has had to subscribe every time he wants to.
Really?
So keep on going, buddy. Um, the we've gotten 6 subscribers since we started. Uh,
Oh,
thanks for supporting the channel, idiot.
yeah. Thank you for supporting the channel.
The I'm not Cecil, Steven. I'm not gonna get all upset with you and scream at you and make videos about you and all that. Um, we did a deep dive on you and who you are and all that stuff, and I don't care. As whenever you say offensive stuff, we'll block you. But like other than that, like thanks for supporting the channel. I guess views are views, brother.
Views
Uh,
are views.
good luck with good luck with Satan. Um, anyway,
He changes, but he seems to really like the toilet paper thing.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I don't even know. I don't even know if that's like a. I don't even know what that means. Like like when you troll someone and you just comment something that nobody cares about. Like I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know how that works, but whatever. Be a real troll, sissy. Um, anyhow, back to the other thing. So we have again back to the lodging situation. There are some
Oh,
really nice like Airbnbs with pools and
there's some nice ones.
I mean up to I think some of them were like $2,500 a night and stuff, weren't they?
Some of them are very expensive,
Yeah,
yes.
I don't think we'll go that deep. But and look, if we do this fundraiser on the 19th of April and raise $200,000, I'll pay for everybody's hotel room. Like, it doesn't have to be $200,000. I'm just saying, if we raise more money than we need, I'll pay for all of it. It's just a matter of being able to do it. I mean, if we had the money, I would pay to fly all of you in, pay for your lodging, and then leave you
That'd be
on your own in
amazing.
Kentucky. But it's just it depends on how well it goes. So maybe share that for me; it'll help. Sock accounts eventually don't count to your count. Well, I've got subscribers only turned on in chat, so the only way they can chat is to subscribe. If they want to go through the trouble to go back through and unsubscribe afterwards, I'm cool with that too. But uh, you know, we're about to hit the mark. You know, almost to 1,400 subscribers now. It's been quite amazing. This channel is different than any other channel that I watch anyway. And purposely so. I'm losing my voice if you can't tell. But um
Why don't we wrap it up soon then?
yes, yes, I'm going to what we will end soon. But this channel I do things differently because I don't I'm confident in my ability to speak about creationism or the Bible or even philosophical nonsense. Like I I'm confident in having those conversations, and I think that um, what I have on my side is that the creationists and the Christians have to rely on nonsense. Really, I mean, they have to rely on ideas that I don't think they're silly for being believers or bad people for believing or anything like that. I think indoctrination is very much at play, and part of indoctrination is that you can't take a critical look at that thing. And so whenever they bring those conversations and we look critically at them, they fall apart immediately. So it's not hard to counter creationist ideas. Yeah, Dave, we forgot to talk about that. Dr. Dan did compliment me. Um, that was cool. But I like to spend a lot more time interacting with the community and
Mhm.
letting people know that there's when we talk about how these things actually make us feel and stuff like um, I think that we understand each other better and it helps to normalize our community. The I, of course, do cover a lot of creationist stuff too, though, because it's what I grew up in and have a lot of. There's a huge crossover there, and then the political stuff has almost become necessary. So this channel wonders a lot, and I'm really surprised that it's grown to where it has. But it's fucking awesome that it did. Like, it's every time I see that subscriber number go up, I'm just like, holy shit, we got another subscriber. every time somebody buys a membership or whatever, a super chat, any of that stuff, I'm like, wow, people actually support that thing that we're doing. And um, our we've got about 30 members that stay members always. Like they, the gifted memberships. I don't think any of the gifted memberships are even still on my members thing. I think all of them are people who individually wanted to be members and bought memberships. But I'm not sure about that. I would have to actually do a deep look on that to find out. But so even though this channel will never, well, I don't think it'll ever grow to some huge channel or whatever. It it We still do really well within that group, and it's super cool. Our ad for the Ark Encounter protest, the ad Jess made. I say it's our ad, but it's she made it. I put it on TikTok, and I paid to promote it on TikTok, and it got like 5,000 views in a couple days, which is fucking awesome.
Is
Um,
awesome.
yeah. Our ad on YouTube has only gotten like 300 views, and I paid twice as much to promote it.
Wow.
Um, yeah. I'm only promoting the ads though. I'm not like paying for subscribers or anything like that. Which I guess I could, but why? What does if I got another 1,000 subscribers? Like I'm happy to have those, and it's outstanding all that. But like, why do I? What purpose would that serve to if they were fake, right?
Yeah.
My number's bigger than your number. Um, I'm not having a dick measuring contest with anybody, so um, it is what it is. If you like it here and you like the things we talk about, subscribe and hang out and become a member. Gift some memberships if you want, because I do member streams all the time, and you really can hang out. You can come on stage and hang out and talk with us and all that, because this isn't a I'm going to come talk to you and you're going to listen channel. This is come and hang out and let's do it. Does it help if we watch all the commercials to the end? So engagement and stuff is important. Like anything you're watching, it helps if you watch it to the end. Obviously, if you comment on it, it helps. If you like it, it helps. Sharing it helps a whole lot. Any interaction. If you don't like it, give it a thumbs down. So I know. I mean, that doesn't bother me at all. If you don't like the stuff I do, tell me so. Like, and we'll talk about it. Like, because most likely, if you don't like what I do, it's because you misunderstand what I'm actually trying to do. I'm trying to build community. I don't really give a shit about proving people wrong. It's not my thing.
Yeah.
That being said, I am trying debate some creationists. So if you know one that wants to come date, not date. I'm not dating creationists. Um, if you know if you know one that wants to, you know, come talk about these issues with some stupid guy from Kentucky, like, I mean, it shouldn't be too hard to make me look silly on my own channel, right? Because I'm just I don't have a degree in evolution or anything. I don't I'm not a Catholic. I don't know. I'm not. I have no reason to know any more than your average person. So yeah, come tell me why I'm wrong and why creationism is true. All right. So Dr. Dan. So Dave Captive Desk does a show every Saturday night at the Atheists, and we watch videos from apologists and usually apologists, and we react to those videos. Usually it's more of a comedic take on it rather than serious like debunking. It's usually we're just like, no, they're wrong. Like, but we do get into a lot of why they're wrong and stuff. But it's a fun, lighthearted thing. So definitely come join us and watch that on Saturdays. The conversation that Dr. Dan complimented me about, though, which that makes me happy that Dr. Dan agreed with me. So we were talking about teaching the same thing we started with here, teaching science in a classroom versus teaching religion or creationism. And never mind whether it's true or not. Let's, for the sake of the argument, let's pretend creationism is true. Should we teach it in a classroom? The answer would still be no. And the reason for that is, in science class, those things that they teach about biology and um, cosmology and all the other ologies, all that stuff that they teach in science class goes through a process, the scientific method specifically, and then the peer review process. And those things that we call a theory, for example, the theory of evolution, there's the fact that evolution happens, and then the theory of evolution, which describes the mechanisms on a wider scale. Um, the uh, the reason that they teach those things is because they've went through that process, and the peer review process where other people can look and see, is this true? And in the case of the theory of evolution, it's held true in every circumstance that they have observed. So it doesn't, it seems to be a thing that is constant, and it makes predictions that we can then check and see if if our prediction was correct. And evolution's very good at that. Actually, it's one of the best at it. Actually, we've even going back to Darwin before genetics got involved. Genetics is a whole nother conversation, but Darwin said about the birds, we should find something, that doesn't have these bones fused, and we did Archaeopteryx, right after he passed away. So my cigarette was going out. So here's the problem: creationism, even if it's true, um, it doesn't go through that process. Uh, there, if you want to teach, about that, then we need to teach what happened when it went through that process. We need to look at the peer review of it, and what other scientists say when they look at that. Now, the problem you run into is that creationism, God, theology, whatever, requires that you invoke this supernatural entity that is God, and science really has no ability to assess the supernatural. In fact, science is very much looking at the natural world. That's what it is. So because of that, you there's nothing to teach. Now, if you want to teach like in a sociological sense, that there's these groups that believe these things and these groups that believe different things, and it's culture and all this, if you want to do that, fine. If you want to teach comparative religions and say, this religion does this and talk about the history of it and all that, fine, no problem whatsoever. But there is nothing about religion, even if it's true, that would belong in a science classroom. So in fact, if it is true, it makes more of a point that it doesn't belong in a science classroom, I think. So that's the thing that I was pointing at, that Dr. Dan agreed with me on and said, that's true. It didn't go through the process. That's really important whenever they're saying, well, you should teach both. You should teach both these things. Well, put them both through the same amount of rigor, and we will, but until then, you don't have anything other than, I believe in pink leprechauns, essentially. So
Yes.
yeah. So that's the thing Dr. Dan complimented me on. And thank you, Dr. Dan. If you see this, I appreciate your kind words. And come hang out sometime. We'll talk. And you're also invited to come to the Ark Encounter protest. You and everyone else. But you especially. um, all right. Let's wrap it up. My throat's sore from talking so
Oh
much.
no. I would talk
Um,
more, but you were doing such a good job.
I don't think so. I think I ramble. But all right. So you're going to hear me pushing a lot of this creationist topics and stuff going forward, because I'm putting everything into this Ark Encounter protest. So I'm going to spend a lot of time on the subject of creationism and on the subject of indoctrinating kids, and on the subject of some of the politics that crosses over and affects that whole situation. So everything related to that, I'm going to be spending a lot of time on it. If you don't like the creationist topics and stuff, I'm sorry. Maybe I'll do something special and we'll talk about drugs one day or something. Um, the only creationist idea that has ever held a modicum of traction for me is am I a brain in a box notion, but that's philosophy, not science.
Racism is interesting.
So let's cover that real quick. Just this is real easy. You're right in that it's philosophy, but uh, the reason that precepts do that is because they're making a presupposition about God, and they want to say, well, you're doing the same thing and making a presupposition about solipsism, and they will always. Every argument that I do with creationists always ends up going to them arguing for solipsism, and the issue with that is that the laws of logic tell us that we have to make certain presuppositions about the world we're in. Like the only thing you can really say, philosophically speaking, the only thing you can really say is I am. Um, like I exist. I know that for sure because I have thoughts, and now where I exist and if everybody else exists and all that, not necessary to know, honestly, because whether they do or not, it's the reality that I'm in. So I make the presupposition that Jess and I are both in this reality, that Jess is an independent being of myself and lives in this reality with me. Everybody makes these basic presuppositions in order to get past that. So I think I understand you bringing that up and like why that's something you think about. But when you really, really think about it, it's kind of stupid because it doesn't matter. Even if we are just brains in boxes, this is still the reality we experience. And it's the same thing with free will. Free will is not actually a thing, but we experience it. So in that sense, we live as if it is, and since we do that, it might as well be, it's kind of a thought form is what it is,
Yeah.
that we accept it, so it is. Um whether it truly is or not doesn't is really irrelevant in that case. um which I know is troubling when we're talking about reality and what reality is, but there's certain presuppositions you have to pass up in order to do that, and that's how I approach that anyway. All right. um I will be back on either tonight or tomorrow and do a member stream, and I may do a political show without Robin this week, um because she's only available every other Thursday. Jess may join me for that, or maybe even someone else. I've had a couple other people ask about that previously. I don't know if they're still interested or not, but Jess may join me for that. I don't know. If not, I'll do it myself. Um, but because of the things that I mentioned earlier, Arc Encounter Protest fundraiser, April 19th. We have confirmed that the Skeptic will be here, Secular Rarity will be here, um, Galvus Engineer will be here. Uh, who else? Oh, Chris Mallard will be co-hosting with me. Durante Lamar will be here. Um, I'm missing somebody. Those are the confirmed ones, though. There's we're asking all the speakers to come, or I am
Yes.
anyway. I'm offering everyone to come, and I think Mandisa will probably say yes, but I haven't confirmed that yet, so I'm not going to tell you that. Um, I'm not going to tell you she said yes. I'll tell you I asked, but we're going to do that, and hopefully we can raise some money to help do this thing. So I hope everybody comes, and I'll have a really good lineup of guests that day. That's, I've had Matt on, I've had Aaron on, I've had this Granny on. I've had a lot of people come on the channel, but not all at once. It's really going to be a big show, and hopefully we can raise some money for the cause and um, save up till April 19th and donate to the Ark Encounter fundraiser and help us speak out against the harmful stuff that AIG is doing to the children, if for no other reason. All right. Any other announcements? Go subscribe to Jess's channel. It's in the title and in the description. I always forget that you have your own channel.
I do, but I rarely upload because I'm always doing stuff for other people and I can't put it on my channel or there's copyright strikes and stuff like that. So I mostly just don't upload a lot.
I like to think that you live here. I mean, you've done your own streams from here, so
It's true.
yeah. I actually had there's a whole studio laid out with all Jess stuff everywhere. So I don't know. I think maybe you're part of the Kentucky Atheist channel, so I forget. But yeah. And if
I'm
you're
very
looking for
Kentucky.
somebody, to do some excellent stuff, artwork or intros or thumbnail designs or whatever, holler at Jess. I mean, at least talk to her about it, and um, she can either help you out or lead you in the right direction.
True.
Um, I'm charged, so she'll charge you whatever to do it, and then I'm going to charge like $20 an hour.
You got the wrong hat, Joe. You should have gotten a freaking pimp hat.
This is my pimp hat. What are you talking about?
It's a terrible pimp hat. There's no feather.
You just don't see it. If you like my pimp hat, in the description and all over my channel, I've got a store set up and all that. We've got hats, mugs, various things that say Kentucky Atheist on it, and we'll have there's a Grateful to Know God's broadcast stuff too, and then I'm working on some other stuff, but we'll have Ark Encounter stuff too. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to get a couple shirts signed by all the speakers at the Ark Encounter protest,
Hmm.
and like some special shirts in a different color than you can order,
Yeah.
so nobody has them. And maybe we'll raffle those off for some kind of fundraiser or something, for something else, and
Mm.
give it to charity or something. But
That.
yeah, or maybe use it to fund. Maybe I'll go on the road and go to another event, because July is like the following weekend. You've got the 100th anniversary of the Scopes Monkey Trial. The end of the month is
Right.
NanaCon, and those are both in Tennessee. And I'd like to be at those things.
Yeah, that'd be amazing.
But Donald Trump has decided that poor people aren't allowed to have money, so you need to give me some. The yeah. One more thing on politics, and we'll end. What in the fuck is the deal with? You know what we need to do? We need to cut Medicaid and SNAP, because rich people need money.
Those rich
Yeah,
people need it.
we should
And
do a
one day
PSA.
you might be rich and you'll need that money when you're rich. So you should vote for the rich people getting money.
Yeah, we should do like a PSA where they play like the sad song from the ASPCA song, or the ASPCA commercial, through the
Yeah.
eyes of the woman, whatever. We should do
Yeah.
that. Only do like a voiceover. Your money can go to help a starving billionaire. Uh, um, with your money, you can sponsor any billionaire for 1 month, and your billionaire will receive a picture of you, and whatever, something stupid like that. That'd be funny. But anyway, all right. So instead of playing the credits thing, I'm gonna just play our Ark Encounter protest ad again, and as the outro. But thank you for coming and
Thank you
watching.
so much, everybody.
Yes, and thank you everybody in chat for interacting with us and hanging out and stuff. And if you're watching this later, sorry you should have been here. Is your no, and all the money is taxed when you donate it, so there is no tax issues. There is it's not a I am not a 501c. I'm not a 501 of any kind. If you yeah. um I the money for this is only for this project. It's not like when you donate money, it's not the Kentucky Atheists or anything. You're donating to the Ark Encounter protest. And if you need some kind of paperwork or something for your sake, I can give you that. But yeah, you don't have to do that for this. So, like when you donate, though, all that money is taxed before I get it. So there's no issue. And I'm not trying to pretend to be a charity. If you want to donate to a charity though, and still like, depending on what we're talking about here, I can hook you up with the Tri-State Freethinkers, and they are a 501(c). So,
As is recovering from religion.
yes, and secularizing.
Um,
So,
Recovering from religion does not take cash donations, though. So I would ask that if you want to make a donation at the protest itself, to bring your phone, and I can guide you through how to donate on your phone.
so is it illegal for me to like, because well, never mind. I'm not going to get involved in that.
Okay.
After thinking about that, maybe that's not a good idea. I was going to say you can make the donation through us, and we can do it right there on the spot. Give it to the RFR. I can even set up a QR code that does it all automatically. So
I have a QR code, and it
okay.
takes you right to the RFR thing. I had people do it at Baja. It works
Oh,
pretty good.
cash. If you want to donate cash, you can
Oh
donate
yeah.
cash, and then I will, like right there on the spot while you're doing it, we can make the donation in your name to RFR if
Let
it
me
comes
talk
down
to
to that.
Steve. I'll talk to
Yeah.
Steve about it.
It's just your donation then is going to reflect that it came from the Kentucky Atheists, though. So I could still put your name and stuff in it and all that, but like we'll figure it out. We'll figure out a way to do that because I know some
Yeah.
people may want to do that.
Yeah.
Speaking of donations on site, real quick. I'm sorry, I keep going. The Tri-State Freethinkers are going to provide pizza for everybody for free, but they will have a thing like a jar or something like you can
Hmm.
eat for free, but if you want to donate, you can. So it may be worth having a little bit of cash while you're there. Uh, just, if you want to do that. And obviously they can take other payment forms too and stuff, but there will also be, I imagine, some Pang Burn merch and probably some black non-believers. I'm sure we'll have some stuff set up for you to donate in whatever way you want to or whatever. And I thought about getting Smoke Cartel to give me some stuff to sell, but maybe
I
that's a bad
think
idea.
that's a good idea.
Yeah. I also, since we have sponsors and stuff that may not necessarily feel the same way about all that. So I won't do that. But all right, guys. That's all I got. Thank you, Jess, for coming and hanging out with me and talking for a while today. We didn't even need that stupid AIG video. I knew we wouldn't. Um, all right, everybody. Be good and don't get in any trouble yet. We pinworms here now, so it's time
Gosh,
to
we're just ending Pinworm.
pinworm's coming to the Ark Encounter protest and is actually gonna
Oh.
is volunteering to help me out and stuff. So be like pinworm and come volunteer. All right. Anything else, Jess?
No, I'm good.
Love you guys. Bye.